Okay, I believe we're live. Hi everyone, Richard here in the UK. Today we're doing the second measure up in the Tosai Grow Along. So we're going to see exactly how much these young koi have grown in a month or shrunk since the last time I measured them up a month ago. If you're watching this back on replay, welcome as well. You'll still be able to follow along with all the sizes and growth updates. So the plan here is for the live is nice and simple. I'll be measuring a few tosai at a time. Taking you through their size, body shape, pattern and how they've changed or not. Then every 5 koi I'll pop over to the phone and check the chat and answer any questions that you've got about growth, feeding or koi breeding in general. Because I'm on my own today, I won't see every message straight away. But don't worry, I'll stop regularly to catch up with the chat and respond to as many of you as I can. If you're just joining, do say hello in the chat and let me know where you're watching from. It's always nice to know which part of the world you koi nuts are in. Right then, let's get started with the first 5 and see how they're doing. Thank you for joining me. Just a minute while I set up everything. This is easier said than done. Right, that isn't going to work. So let's try it there. Okay, these are the first 5. Now I'm just setting up the other camera, so please bear with me for a minute. Come on. Right, that's that one. Okay, we'll go for the beast first. Whoops. Just a minute. That's about 28. So that's grown about a centimetre. So not great growth, but 28. So just bear with me as I write that down. The other one, I could do with a few names for these. This one, I was thinking of the mask or bandit, something like that. Anyway, if you think of a good name, let me know. And we'll see what we can do. And then that one's about 27.5, I would say. Right, where is it? There. Come on then. That's about 26. That was 25 last time. And the darker shear root that's about 25. And that one's 25. And I'm sure they were about 24, if I remember rightly. Right, I'll put these back in the tank and get another 5 out. There's some sedate in the bowl just to calm them down, because if you try measuring up Tosai, they go ballistic and they jump all over the place. So it just calms them down a bit. Right, just bear with me. I can't count. Right then. So this is interesting. Right, I don't seem to be able to see any chat, so either there's nobody watching or I've mucked it up. So anyway, if you have got a question, please leave it in the comments and I will reply to everyone. I'm sorry about this, but I can't see any questions or anything, so without further ado, I'll measure these up. I'll go from the biggest first. So this Gin Rin Showa, because there's a bit of bemi there and there's a slight bit down the tail somewhere I saw earlier. No. Right. He's about 24. So that one's 24. Trouble is, your paper gets wet and then you're stuffed. This one, right. 21. So the Showa's 21. This one's about 20. Come on. And this Gin Rin is about 17, and the tiny little Gin Rin Karashikoi, that's this one, is about 13. So that's quite interesting. So I'd load those in I'll put those back in the tank, and then I'll do the last 5, and then I'll see if I can catch up on the chat. The bigger koi, I have a tendency to put those in the sock by themselves, because they can give themselves a right old bashing if they get too excited together and they set each other off. So it's just easier to do it one at a time. Right then. Whoops. Now the sock I'm using is a Norfine net sock, and it's a porous one. So it means that you're not taking large amounts of water with you when you transfer them over. Obviously I can't count. I've either got one more Right then, the interesting one for me is that Karashi koi, which is the yellow one. Now if that hasn't grown, my eyesight is going wrong. So we'll do that one first. Right, that's about 14. Right, we'll go for the biggest, which is this one. This one's interesting. If you just look at the Moto Guru, it's a lovely balanced pattern in those pecs, which always, to me, sets it off. If you've got it in one fin and not the other fin, it sort of looks like that. Whereas if you have it in both fins, it gives a nice balanced. Right, that one I would say keep still, keep still. Come on, calm down. 25. Right, 25. This is the other one that's very similar, but a lot smaller. And that is 22. And the Ginrin ones, there's some, if you look at that, there's some, I don't know if you're getting that, but there's some lovely Ginrin scales. And this one is 20. That one's 22. 20. They're both 20. But if you look at the body shapes, you compare those two Ginrin ones together like that, they don't look the same size, and that's purely down to the bone structure. If you look at this one, it's a lot thinner. If you look at that one, it's a lot broader. And that one looks a lot bigger than the other one. But if you compare the length of them both, they're both about the same length. So that shows you how deceiving your eye is. And this one is quite a sort of dumpy one. About 23. Not sure what that was last time. So anyway, that's all 15, or might even be more. That's interesting when you look at those scales. They've got a lovely depth to them. Whereas if you look at this one, they seem a bit more random. Whereas this one, if I can get hold of them both together. Right, if you look at that one in my right hand, looks very irregular, yet this one is very regular, the scales, or the gin ring in it. It looks very... I don't know if you can get that on the camera. Right, well that's the measure up done. I shall put these away and then see if I can get you all on chat. Right, just bear with me as I batten the hatches down. Right, I'm just turning on the auto feeder because I turned it off because I didn't want that chuntering away in the background. So, right then, right, let's see if we've got I don't know what's going on here. Show video, no idea what I'm doing. So please bear with me. I don't seem to be able to get right. Right, I'm not sure I've got any chats, so that might be because I'm very unpopular. So what I'll do is I'll stop live streaming. If you want any questions answered, drop them in the comments and I will get back to you and answer them. Now according to this, there's a grand total of 3 people watching and 1 like. So thank you for the like. I shall Thank you for watching, and I will end the live stream. Any questions, please pop them down in the comments, and I'll do another video once I've edited all the videos. Okay, cheers, many thanks, bye.